Yo, what's good, y'all? And today we are going to be talking about the soon-to-be closing early access phase of Pocket Anime and the biggest issues. Now, the main thing I want to cover in this video is just like every big issue in my mind that I think should be looked at, changed, fixed or balanced, or just altered or removed. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of go down the list. I have about 9 things that I kind of want to talk about. And let's just start with number 1, bro. The first thing I want to talk about is just Evo items, bro. Let's be so real, dude. Evo, like, a lot of the evolutions in this game are just absurdly annoying to get. And like, the main thing I want to talk about is, like, especially the legendaries of this update, Broly and Cell. Gara, which I still don't have the Evo for, and I don't think I ever will, because I've spent 2 hours trying to get Demon Essence, haven't gotten one. I've never even seen an Earth block, and I've only gotten 3 Terra Shards. So I don't think I'm ever going to get Evo Gara, and there's another reason I don't really want to grind for it either. I'll touch on that later. But I think a lot of characters have absurdly annoying evolutions, and as we know with what the game is kind of based on, which is Pokemon, your Pokemon grew with you as you got down later routes, as you beat more trainers, and even beat the gyms. Your Pokemon evolved with you in a sense, and it was cool because they grew with you like they were living too. But with this game, bro, it's like, all right, I got him to the level cap. Can't even Evo him, and even when I can, I ain't grinding all them damn items. So I'm gonna just hope he gets by. Like it's so stupid that you can't just like get the Evos as you play. Like, there's no reward for doing the main story other than doing the main story. Whereas like in Pokemon, bro, you do the main story to get to the other progression parts as well as Evo your Pokemon, bro, because it was the best way instead of sitting on routes and over leveling. Evo items shouldn't exist in the first place, and if they do, they shouldn't be nearly as absurd as they are. It took like, to get my Broly evolved, bro, it literally took me like 3 hours waiting for like warrior invasions, getting battle wins, and then the other materials. And like, I don't even want to think about how many hours. I think my friend has spent like 10 hours trying to evolve Gara and still doesn't have it. I think item evolutions are stupid, and they need to be removed or optimized to where they don't take as much time as beating the whole game fucking took. But yeah, that one really pisses me off, okay? But like, okay, second one, we got poor dev speed. Now, what I mean by that is the fact that it's been 3 years and we've only gotten 1 gym. And obviously, there are other things. There's a lot of unreleased content. I'm sure there were moments of burnout sometime where they just weren't working on the game. But I think with this game getting into a big early access test like this, and it having almost 1,000 players who paid $25 to play it, they gotta lock in, bro. They gotta be doing this shit on time. You know what I'm saying? But there's not really much on that point other than I'm hoping they're locked in for the future, because I'm not trying to have a RelCs thing where it's like 3 years late, or like a Deep Woken Valve Iron situation where it gets delayed 3 times. Like, actually be the devs that release this shit on time, bro, please. Number 3, we got the run backs. There's no way I should have to spend 10 minutes in a battle and then have to spend the same 10 minutes running back if I lose. The main thing I'm talking about here is like the first gym, getting to and from the first to second route when you haven't beaten all the trainers. There's like 40 trainer battles. And also, like, I remember farming for Imperfect and Warrior Essence to get my Broly, bro. And dude, I sat there for like 20 minutes, and then when I had to heal my Pokemon or something, I'd smoke bomb and then run 5 minutes back. Five whole minutes every 20 minutes, bro. Dude, it is 15 minutes an hour I spent running, not even getting encounters in the game. It was so stupid. The run backs are absurdly annoying, and the fact that there's no like kind of like teleporters or checkpoints or anything like that for those middle areas where all the good encounters are is obnoxious. Moving on, we got number 4, traits. I just want to talk about traits. For instance, Gara Sandshell. It is insanely good. It is like one of the better, bestest traits in the fucking game. If you have a Gara, you kind of need it. Otherwise, people are going to diss on your Gara for being mid. And then you need to get his fuck-ass evolution, which takes 40 hours. And after all that, he gets power crept in 2 updates, probably. Let's be real. Maybe he won't. Maybe the devs won't power creep. But, it's unreasonable. And I think traits existing, especially with a 5% and no way to reroll them without codes, or trying to get another encounter, where it's RNG during an event. I've literally gone 4 sandstorms once without getting a Gara. Can you imagine if I didn't get Sandshell on the first like 2 rerolls and I was still sitting there in fucking sandstorms trying to get another one? It'd be absurd. It would be stupid. It would be horrid, bro. But I think there are other traits too that are just like busted. For instance, Legendary Warrior is genuinely insane. If I remember right, Luffy makes to where you can't be hit at all by lightning, which in my opinion is a little bit stupid. Fox Spirit, if you get that stupid talisman that's a 0.33%, makes Naruto even better after already being damn near the best character in the game. Maybe not the best, but he's up there. The fact that he can go like 6 tails is just cheese. There are many other traits, and them being like 5 to 1% is just absurdly annoying. They feel unbalanced, and they feel way too grindy for anyone that wants to play the game casually. I think they either need to be balanced, removed, or all traits should be equal percentage or slightly different, like 20% instead of like 40% or something. Catch what I'm saying? But moving on, we got number 5, the back-to-back trainer battles. Nobody likes them. You start off the game with 1 starter, and they make you do patch of grass, 2 trainer battles, patch of grass, 3 trainer battles, a trainer battle in a patch of grass. It is so annoying, dude, because you fight one, your Pokemon's a third of its HP because they already have 4 Pokemon at the start of the fucking game, and then you die on the second one, get sent back, go back, kill that one, go to the next one, die, and it's just, you just go back and forth so damn much at the start of the game, and even in the middle of the game. There's just too many trainer battles at the start there. There's just way too many for only having 1 Pokemon when they have multiple. I think it's stupid. Number 6, we got the fact that there are no EXP shares when it literally takes like an hour and a half to get a Pokemon to max level. It takes way too long to max level them, in my personal opinion. And there's no EXP share system in the game. And I think it's so stupid. It's genuinely terrible, dude. It's so bad. Moving on to number 7, we got the Horrid limited event. This is one that I feel like I have to talk about. I'm hoping and praying we never get another event like Laboratory, because this shit was terrible. You sat there in a bush grinding imperfect materials and warrior essences for like 6 hours. I think to get like a full pity, it was probably like 10 to 12 hours of grinding. You just sat in that bush for 10 to 12 hours to get 1 full pity. I only got 1 Broly, and I was actually losing my mind by the end of it because I fought so many Warrior Cell Juniors, bro. It was genuinely so annoying. By the way, and like I spent half that time in the Uno bush and didn't find a single Uno, but that's a whole nother thing. This event though was horrid. It was unfun. It was not rewarding at all. I'm honestly worried that Legendaries are getting power crept by the next update. And the only thing cool about them is that they're limited. I'm gonna be so real. Like, I was hyped getting my Brawly, of course, but yeah, I think this event was terrible. I'd rather an event be like encounters, or maybe they have to go through like some excruciatingly hard battles to earn the legendary. Like you go through all these battles through the laboratory and they're like hard as hell, and then you get here and you summon one of them. You have to pick and choose, you know, or some shit. You pick your legendary, kind of like box legendaries from Pokemon, and you battle them, bro, and you catch their ass. Not, oh, grind, RNG, gotcha, grind, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. it's stupid. It's really bad. This event was horrible, and I really hope they never do anything like that or have the pay to win shit ever again. But moving on to number 8, we have rarities being absurd. So just to put into perspective what I mean by this, it took me 400 fishing reels to get a Jimbei, 4 sandstorms to get a Gara. I've spent 3+ hours in the Uno bush, probably more now, without getting a Uno. 1.5 hours trying to get Piccolo, and I didn't get Piccolo. It took me the full 200 rolls of pity to get Broly, and I don't even think I'll get Cell. And I mean, there's more where that comes from. Not to mention, when you grind for these rare units, the only ones that have guaranteed good IVs is Broly. For instance, my Gara, right? I rerolled for Sand Shell. I got his ass after 4 sandstorms, and his IVs are fucking bunda. They're fucking garbage. His defense stat is terrible. He's like borderline unusable, and there's no way to get stat rerolls without relying on codes. So I just think it's not good. The rarities are way too grindy. Some people might disagree and say that's part of the magic, but I don't think I should be required to spend the same amount of time I spent on the story. The story took me like, I don't know, maybe like 10 hours. I probably spent that same amount of time just getting Jimbei. I probably spent double that time getting Broly. And probably nearing half the time trying to get a Uno, which I still don't have. So yeah, I do think the rarities are stupid and they're fucking absurd. And moving on to my last thing, bro, we got number 9, which is just, I think the overall balancing of the game is a little bit scuffed, not very great. Which, I mean, Pokemon doesn't really do it perfect either way. Turn-based games are hard to balance in my opinion. And also just power creep. I have a feeling this entire team I have here, bro. We got Naruto. We got this dude from Hitman Reborn, bro. We got Broly, Jimbei, my starter, and Gara. What would actually just make me never want to play the game is if I load on to the next update and everything in my team is just mid. And that's what I feel is going to happen, even including Broly. I feel like I'm going to load in to the game on the update, bro. And I'm going to have to catch 6 brand new Pokemon after putting 20+ hours into building this team. And they're just going to be worthless. I think that's a fear a lot of people have, myself included, obviously. And I'm just hoping that isn't what happens. And I hope they don't power creep. And this is kind of where things are. There are Pokemon that are similar level, maybe slightly better, slightly worse, but have something like a really good trait. Or maybe they have one really good move that makes up for the poor stat diff. Or something like that. But with that being said, I hope you guys kind of agree with these points. And in no way am I fully just straight hating on the game. I loved a lot of parts. I think the overall gym progression was fun. I think getting the Jimbei, getting the Naruto, getting my Gara, even getting my Broly, it felt really rewarding. It was way too grindy. I think the fights and all the mechanics, they work well and they're good. I haven't done trainer battles yet, but I haven't done player battles, but I think I'd enjoy them. And I think it has a really good setup to possibly have a competitive scene once the game is fully fleshed out. But all those issues I just mentioned are some parts of the game that I dislike or really hope they fix, and I think could have a detriment on the game if they're not fixed. Yeah, I hope you guys agree. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.